Imagine the wild, stormy seas off the coast of Ireland, where legends of fierce pirates ruled the waves. Ruthless men with swords, ships, and no mercy. But among them was one who stood taller than all the rest. Not because she was more brutal, but because she was more fearless. A woman, commanding her own fleet, defying kings, raiding empires, and rewriting the rules of what it meant to be powerful. She was Gráinne Mhaol, the pirate queen of Ireland. And yet, history almost forgot her, almost. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a woman born into rebellion, who turned the crashing waves into her throne and became one of the most remarkable figures in history. From bloody sea battles to a face-to-face meeting with the Virgin Queen herself, this is the untold story of Gráinne Mhaol. So grab your compass, raise your sails. This is history like you've never heard it before. Who was Gráinne Mhaol? Gráinne Mhaol was born around 1530 in County Mayo on Ireland's wild west coast. Her family, the O'Malleys, weren't ordinary nobles. They were seafarers, traders, clan leaders. From the very beginning, Gráinne was different. As a young girl, she begged her father to let her sail on one of his trading expeditions. When he said no, claiming her long hair would get tangled in the ropes, she cut it all off. That's how badly she wanted the sea. And she got it. She learned to navigate ships, command loyalty, and survive on the waves. While other noble daughters learned embroidery and etiquette, Gráinne was learning piracy. The Pirate Queen's rise. In her teens, Gráinne married Donal O'Flaherty, heir to another powerful seafaring clan. But this wasn't a love story, it was a power move. Together they built a formidable fleet. But when Donal was killed in a clan feud, most expected Gráinne to fade into the background. She did the opposite. She took command. She seized castles. She launched raids on English ships. And she made her enemies pay tribute to sail in her waters. This was the moment Gráinne became more than a widow. She became a warlord of the sea, a queen among pirates. Gráinne wasn't just fierce, she was brilliant. She understood politics, power, timing. She struck deals with Irish chieftains. She built alliances across clans. She taxed merchants. She protected fishermen. She even had her own private navy. And the most radical part? She did it all as a woman, in a world built by and for men. She wore trousers, carried a sword, and led warriors into battle. When the English authorities tried to write her off as a nuisance, she made herself impossible to ignore, clashing with the crown. As the English crown tightened its grip on Ireland, Gráinne became a symbol of resistance. They called her a pirate. She called herself a chieftain. When her lands were attacked and her sons were captured by English forces, she did something no one expected. She sailed straight to England, uninvited, and requested an audience with Queen Elizabeth I. Two queens, two rulers, two legends, face to face. The famous meeting with Queen Elizabeth I. It was 1593. Gráinne, now in her 60s, stood before the Virgin Queen. No translators, no formalities, just two powerful women, each negotiating in their own tongue. Gráinne demanded her son's release and the restoration of her lands. Elizabeth agreed, under one condition, that Gráinne would stop fighting the English. Did she keep that promise? Let's just say, the sea never really belonged to any one crown. This meeting was legendary not just for what was said, but for what it represented. Mutual respect. A pirate and a queen understanding each other across enemy lines. The legacy of the Pirate Queen. Gráinne Mhaol died around 1603, the same year as Queen Elizabeth, but her legend didn't die with her. For centuries, she was remembered in whispers, ballads sung in Irish, tales told around fires. A woman who dared to lead, who lived by her own code, and who ruled the sea when no one else would let her rule the land. Today, her story is rising from the depths. She's remembered in books, statues, documentaries, even school curriculums in Ireland. But perhaps the greatest tribute? That her name still strikes awe in those who hear it for the first time. So the next time you hear tales of pirates, remember that the fiercest one wasn't Blackbeard or Barbarossa or Captain Kidd. It was a woman, an Irish woman, who shaved her head, raised her sails, and faced down an empire. Her name was Gráinne Mhaol, and she was the real pirate queen of Ireland. If this story stirred something in you, If you love forgotten legends, lost heroes, and powerful women buried by history, smash that like button, subscribe for more dives into the obscure archive, and let me know in the comments, who should we uncover next? Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep the past alive.